Yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host Kenkukun. And we have been gone for 2 days, and in those 2 days, well, that one day I wasn't here, I got some clips of supers and how to open them. Now, this is after the nerf of Destiny 2's Stasis. Like, this is the Stasis nerf. Now, I have clips before the Stasis nerf. I have a couple of clips after the Stasis nerf, and the couple of clips I have after the Stasis nerf is going to be the Titan Stasis and the Warlock Stasis. Those were the ones that were affected. Those were the ones that were affected. The Hunter Stasis super was not touched at all in the patch notes. And well, you want to hear my opinion about Hunters? You just come on down to Twitch. You come on down to my stream, and you'll hear my opinion on how biased Bungie is when it comes to sandbox changes and how Hunters usually benefit the most from them. So, without further ado, we're gonna go through all of these clips I have here on the PlayStation. And I'm going to kind of talk about my thought process, how I use them, where and when. I tried to get some of the clips where in survival as well, where I would open up rounds versus just being in a spot and then, oh, I'm here, and I pop, right? So I have a bit of each. So let's take a look at the first clip and see what this is about. These first clips are going to be these are going to be the pre-nerfs. And even though they're pre-nerfs, the way they operate and the way you're going to use them are still going to be the same. And remember, when I try to teach people how to play PvP in Destiny 2, I try to work on the fundamentals of the game and the fundamentals of each character and class. And why is that, Ken? What does that even matter? Because when nerfs come, you're not affected because your fundamentals don't change. Your mindset is what dictates how well you play. And Bungie can't nerf your mind, right? They can't nerf how you think about the next play. They can make all the changes they want in the world, but they can't nerf you, the player. So, without further ado, here we go. Let's dive in. Clip number 1. I think this is where, I'm getting my super right here. I rift up. And I don't even wait. I think, I pop because it's match point 0-0, 3v2 or 2v3. Now it's 2v2. All right, so let's go ahead and let the clip run out, and then we'll double back on it real quick. And there's number 3. Now, that last kill right here, I can't say whether or not I would have gotten that kill post nerf. Oh man, I get the pre and post nerf. So Warlock Shadebender, Winter's Wrath, freezing projectile tracking strength now ramps down to 0 after 2 seconds of flight, right? And then the only other thing that kind of matters, but it shouldn't matter with the super, is Penumbral Blast, reduced tracking and proximity detonation size and tracking versus player, reduces freeze radius versus player when impacting the environment from 2.7 meters to 1.5 meters. Now, when I'm using my melee during my super, I don't think it's called Penumbral's Blast anymore. So, but if it is, and if Penumbral's Blast's nerf is affected or affects the super, then there's a chance I didn't kill that hunter there. There's a chance I didn't freeze him and I got shotgunned. There is that chance. So let's go back to the let's go back to the beginning of this clip. So the first guy that shows up, he's just trying to ape me. I put down my rift. They see that I'm split. He was the guy I was in a gun engagement with, I believe. I planned on popping. It was a split decision. You know, I paid attention to the round and I said, well, it's 2v3. We're down by 2 rounds. We have 0 lives on either side, and we really can't lose this. We really can't afford to lose this round. My goal was to try and bait maybe a super or 2 as I die. I also didn't want to fight supers outside. The Chaos Reach was going to be even more dangerous than I would have been from outside. So I went ahead and used my super there, and I just happened to catch a dude jumping at me. So that was just lucky on my part that he was there. Now, this is where the thought process comes in. There's a Chaos Reach and there's a Spectral Blade. I don't know who is where, right? I can't tell where anyone is. all I know is that there's a guy on my radar. If you look at the top left, there's a guy on my radar. So I wait a moment. If the Chaos Reach was to pop right here, right now, he probably kills me. Even if I was in cover behind this little wall because of all the splash damage, I would not have survived. So looking at this clip now, I was in a very dangerous position to die. But I also tried to take my time because I wanted to see where they were at. I didn't take a lot of time. I just took enough time. Say exiled dances, all right? So it says in the bottom left, someone's dancing. That's probably the Chaos Reach dancing to see when I come out into the open. So here we go. Let me play it up. The smoke's in my way. All right, smoke's gone. And then, yeah, there it is. Say exiled. So I take a guess. I'm like, all right, this is as I'm right here. It's like, all right, now the radar is nice and bright. That tells me where he's at. I'm like, okay, he's behind cover, literally across from me behind those boxes. So my move is to come out into the open and get close to those boxes. And as soon as he appears, I have to freeze him, right? Which is exactly how it plays out. He jumps into the open with Chaos Reach. I throw my melee and I freeze him. Now, this play, these 2 kills have nothing to do with the nerf. They could have nerfed me and I still would have got these kills. Why? Because my accuracy was on point. There, no tracking was necessary for the first kill. He jumped literally into it, and I connected. And the second kill, I connected as well. So there was no tracking to be needed. So again, the nerf would have never affected these first 2 kills. That last kill, that's a maybe, only if the melee and the super are connected. And what I do, I come out here, I don't throw my super, I take my time, you know, and I got lucky right there and didn't die. So that's, you know, that's clip number 1. Let's go ahead and run into clip number 2. Clip on number 2. This is where I start up a round. So this is me. I'm starting up a round, guys, and I tell you all the time, think about how you want to open the round. The enemy team plays the inside. They played the inside every single time. I'm the blueberry on this team. The 2 I'm playing with are 2 teammates. They're in a fire team. So I'm trying to keep up with their gameplay, and they keep going inside as well. So I either go outside by myself and leave my teammates in a 3v2, or I flank by myself, and then, you know, that's still just as bad because I'm either walking into a 1v3 or leaving them into a 2v3. So I have to continue to play with them. So I have to change what I want to do because this is not my fire team. I am on the fire team. It's not my fire team. So with that in mind, I take the approach inside. So I spawn up. I know I have my super. I'm trying to get to my destination, and I'm watching my radar right about here. I check my radar, nothing. Ping on the radar. Since I got the ping on the radar back here, since I got the ping on the radar right here, if they were going to meet me where I'm looking, I would have got the ping on the radar right about here if they were coming that way. Like right about here. So when I got the ping on the radar here, my guess is everything's at the back right staircase. That's where the enemies are. So I get to right about here, and I'm like, just in case I'm wrong, I pop. All right, so it's pop, right? There's nothing here. I throw my melee down there. That tracks and connects. I freeze him, but I do get killed. Now, boom, here it is. My teammate comes over there, kills the one I had frozen, and I literally spawn where I almost die. And then I'm like, oh, what should I do? You know, but my teammates go in and collapse and kill the last guy. So that was a clip. Again, I got 1 kill, froze another dude, died, and it wasn't the greatest, but I lost. Now we dive right into a Titan clip. I'm not sure. The Titan clip I have right here, it was this was match point. Okay, so I may have duplicate clips in here as well, and I tried to get them out. I don't know why PlayStation 5 recorded duplicate clips. So he just went in against Wardcliffe. So, and we'll cover this clip right here. This may be the last clip. What was odd about this was when he popped his super, we were outside and we're down by a life. It was like 35 to 40 seconds left on the clock. And if you look at my super bar in the bottom left, I was really close. If I could have communicated with my teammate, I think I would have said, hey, can we try to see if I can get my super first and then go in? But I can't communicate with them. Not only that, 20 seconds in and I still have that little bit, we probably lose before I get my super. So, you know, so we have to get a pick before I even get my super. So it's a good thing they did pop and go in. at the same time, if there was any notion, if there was any chance I could have gotten my super and it could have been 2 supers versus 1, I would have been like, hey, wait a second, right? If we were tied on lives, I'd have been like, hey, wait a second, I'm going to get my super. And then, you know, at that point in time, we just defend overtime or something like that. And I forgot they had heavy. So this guy went in against all odds. And this is the second time he did this on this map where he's fighting in this area. He survived Blade Barrage earlier and killed all 3, and now he survives Wardcliff and kills all 3. So survives Wardcliff. He's just R2ing. He's doing a lot of R2ing. Keep in mind that got nerfed a little bit, not as much as that melee did. So now I get my super. We're up by 3 lives, and here's the point I'm going to make, guys. When you have the advantage and you have super and you're about to close out a game especially or a round and you think you need to pop your super, right? Just pop your super and chill. I didn't have to do anything else, and my aim was horribly off right here. I was trying to get it. There we go. I got one. Yeah, there we go. I was trying to get him to go through the tunnel, and I didn't pursue them. I didn't go look for the enemy. I didn't go run at the enemy. I just sat back and waited. Why? Because we have the life advantage. My teammates are right here. We're all just chilling. We don't have to go forward, and we had to work hard for this comeback too. Like, this team was not a pushover that we played against. We worked very hard, and I would say the game came down to supers, which there's a lot of times games will come down to supers. Let's go on to the next clip over here, and this is me still on the Warlock. Now, this is I will touch up on this. So I spawned up and I'm running my path once again, and boom, it's time. I had a radar ping. It's time to go. I don't know if that connects. So 2 seconds of flight time. Let's look at the clock. 46, 45. Okay, at 45, 44, 43. So 2 seconds of flight time. That might not connect. That might not connect or track. Now, the patch notes don't say, let me read it. Freezing projectile tracking strength now ramps down to 0 after 2 seconds of flight time. Now, it doesn't say that it degrades over 2 seconds of flight time to 0. It said it ramps down. And when my Bungie's wording should have been, it shouldn't be ramps down to 0. That means that to me it sounds like it slowly goes down to 0 after 2 seconds. And I don't know if that's the case, but at that point in time, it might as well be 0. And there's a clip, and I'll show you why, right? So I go over here, 1 second, 2 seconds, right? It connected to that dude's back. Got hit markers, but no assists. All right. And then I'm out of super, and I back off, right? So that's my super. Once again, at the beginning of the round, I already decided where I wanted to go with my super. I'm like, I'm going to take my super outside to the right. I have one teammate with me, and I may communicate with him what I'm doing, or I may have just said, hey, I got super, I'm going. And I caught this dude on the radar, and that was it. I thought he was going to jump to B, which he would have really wasted my time there. And I'm pre-throwing my orbs down lanes, right? I don't even whether or not I remembered they had a sniper on their team. I probably did. So I stay in the air, I pre-throw, and I'm like, all right, tracking, do your job, because it's still usable right there, and I have tracking do its job for me. And then let's go ahead and move on to the next super. It's going to be right about here. All right. So this is, I think, me and my teammate get supers, right? So let's go see what happens. All right. Unfortunately, I take our last life. And now here comes a super. Sad I can't inspect it. I would have loved to have inspected it. He makes the play. He grabs the heavy. He gets frozen, and then he can't get out. And I get a kill. All right, so I'm like, all right, let me make a super play in a 1v3 match point. What else do I have to lose? So I'm backing away. This dude on the radar, if you notice on the radar never stops, like from right here, you see the radar, it's glowing red, right? There's a part of it shaded in. Someone's close. And it stays like that. It stops for a second and then it continues. So someone's chasing me actively, right? And there he is. So I keep backing up because I'm reading the radar, and I pop. I'm like, all right, it's now or never. I need to pop. And I pop. I get a couple of freezes, get a kill. Here I go. And then I start pushing back inside. All right, Whirly Bird pops. He can reflect. All right, don't turn my back. Do not turn your back to him. The moment you turn your back to him, he's going to stop blocking, and he's going to try and run at you, jump at you, and swing at you, right? So with that being said, now if I was to jump, turn my back, jetpack into the air, that's a different story. So I want him to think that I'm at any moment gonna use my super to kill him. Not only that, the longer he blocks, the faster his super runs out, and the super runs out relatively quick. So here we go. I'm looking for a second teammate. At that point in time, I turn my back to him. I'm like, I need a second teammate. I catch this dude. Of course, he chase steps me. And then it's right at this moment, my cold snap, I wasn't sure how close that dude was going to be. My cold snap catches him. If I was ready for that play, there's a good chance I won this round. But instead, I lose this round. So I'm like, oh, he's frozen. Let me come back over here. I do get the kill on him, but I'm already collapsed on by the hunter, and then I get stuck on whatever that is. But there I go again. You know, at this moment, it was. I didn't spawn up, but the situation I was in, I'm like, all right, I need to get to a place where I can use my super, you know, last 30 seconds. I'm down by 2 lives. And I do tie the lives right here, right? Now, if it would have been a 1v1 for the rest of the match, I would have never pushed in with my super. I would have just waited, you know, set up for overtime, but they're spawning up, so I have to continue pressing my attack, right? Let's go ahead and take a look over here. All right, looks like I got some behemoth clips. Remember, these are I think this is a pre-nerf clip. I don't think this is from today, but I do have some from today, and yeah, the way I just slid right there, I'm pretty sure that was pre-nerf. So alright, I'm about to get my super real soon. We are down 2 lives. I'm trying to get close to them. I get close, I pop, and I'm not sure which way I want to go. So I catch someone there. I don't catch him. I'm trying to catch this one. He is moving. And wow, he got over there really quick. And then someone else just showed up. There we go, boom. And then I connect right there. All right. And nobody shot me. And that was my super right there. So now before the nerf to Titan, and you're going to see it here in a moment if you haven't already. Before the nerf on the Titan, I've seen plenty of people miss because their melees wouldn't connect, or they wouldn't get close enough, or they would be on top of them and still miss because if you time to release your melee correctly, that tracking, I think it has like extra tracking. I'm not 100% on that. So we'll take a look at it once again. There's not much to it. I go ahead and get in position. I pop. I just randomly catch a dude shade stepping, and I try to get this dude. So I probably shouldn't have uppercutted there, but I thought he was going to sit there. This is where I do try to catch him the first time, and I probably shouldn't have, but I continue. I was like, all right, man, I messed up. Let's just keep going, right? And I'm looking at the people. As I'm chasing them, I'm looking at them, right? I'm trying to keep my camera on them. That way, when I do use my melee, it's going to connect every time. We're able to tie the lives right there, and we do win this round, like, towards the end. I don't know if they super here or not. Let's see. Oh, we just killed the super. That dude was chasing me and then just lost sight of me, and that dude got gunned down. So that worked out. All right, here's another super. Here's another behemoth super. Man, they gave me this map a lot yesterday. This is not the beginning of a round. We are up by 1 life, right? So this is where we're up by a life. It's a 3v2. 30 seconds left. I don't want them to pop chaos reach on me, so I go ahead and go away. And then we lose the last life. Like the third guy on our team gets shot. So 20 seconds, and now we have to go to overtime. All right. So I'm like, all right, let me be up here. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna hold this left side down. I'm probably aiming down my sights too long. I check, and boom. Yep, someone almost came from my left, and somebody's a chaos reach. So I move. All right, it's time for me to move. And then I use my melee to make sure I don't die. If I die, we probably lose this round guaranteed. So my thought process is I'm not staying at the front of the line because chaos reach. I don't want the chaos reach to find me first. I want them to pop, and then I come in with my super. And the Blueberry's been very aggressive this game and not really playing smart as far as their life is concerned. Not that they were a bad player, but it's just something I noticed. I felt like they would push, like when we had life advantage, they pushed when not needed. So they're constantly being aggressive. So I'm like, all right, if anyone's going to be aggressive and, scare the Warlock to popping a super, it's going to be him without a doubt. Like, I don't have to do the work. I already know he's going to do it. So noticing the patterns of your teammates, even if you're not in a fire team, is just as important as noticing the patterns of your enemy, right? Coming back to the first clip where I'm like, oh, they keep playing inside, so I took my super and we were inside with my teammates, right? And that's where I went and used it. So here we go. I throw a grenade because there's someone capping the zone. I do kill him. I back off, right? And there's Chaos Reach, and it catches both of my teammates. So I pop, and I wait, and then I go in. My melee whiffs, and then the tracking doesn't connect there, and then it gets them there. So now that play right there, that's not going to happen. Like, I don't get all that freedom right here. Like, the melee, and you're going to see it, the melee from right here to there, it ain't flying. Like, that's not happening. That would happen. Like, I could have caught him there. That's not happening. That long flight, right? So, and I'll explain it later on how to be viable with the Titan. It is still usable. This is where I'm on the Sentinel, and I'll explain a little bit of the Sentinel here. So one of the things that you're going to want to do with the Sentinel when you do pop your Sentinel, and now with the Behemoth, in a sense, is when I pop my Sentinel, I blocked and I use my jetpack to move around a little bit. So I made that dude weak. I wanted to kill him. I thought about pulling my shotgun out. Then I'm like, no, let me pull out the Sentinel and just go get him. So I get him. And then I block, and now I jetpack, right? But he pops. My super's almost out. I tell my teammate I'm backing off. I use the last of my super to throw a random shield. It kills someone somewhere. And then it's just this dude, which, I have damage buff, I believe, and just get the 2-tap him, right? So a couple of things break down here. I get my super. I'm going to pop my super right here. So as I use swinging for my momentum. I don't swing twice. I swing once. So kind of to close the distance with the Sentinels, sometimes a great way to do that is to swing, jump, swing, jump, swing, jump, right? Not jetpack, just swing, jump. So it's swing, swing, right? I used the second one because I was close enough to catch him. I'm like, hey, I did it earlier in a super, and I forgot to record it, I guess, or it was kind of bad, and I still should have recorded it, even though it was bad. If I made a mistake in my opening, I definitely wanted to show examples of that, or I could have just got gunned down while I was popping, and I didn't even notice, which, again, would be a good example. So I did notice that my super caught someone earlier from a great distance. And then, yeah, here I go. I block and I'm jetpacking. So the blocking and jetpacking, the Behemoth is going to use their jetpack more and their slide because it's unlimited slide without a cooldown or a startup in their super. They're going to be using that movement more for closing the distance versus the R1 melee. The R1 melee is no longer going to be your, it's not going to be the button you use to make sure you can make a play, right? So I go ahead and cut over here. And once again, you know how the clip goes. Get a lucky shield kill and then damage buff. All right, this is a failure. This is how you don't want to open. I'm like, all right, if I can kill one and turn it into a 1v1, let's go ahead and do that. Looking at 22 minutes for the video, we're coming close to the end of these clips. So, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna death from above into a thunder crash, and I don't play thunder crash often, and I don't remember the last time if I ever death from above into thunder crash. So what I did was I overshot the mark and died for it, right? So, missed my mark and then died. Like, I couldn't handle it. So, guys, when you see people do crazy things on YouTube or other Twitch streams or anything like that, don't think just because they did it, you can do it, like, on a dime. And one of the big examples is, I remember back in the day where Dawnblade and sidearms were a big thing. And I don't know who started the trend. I don't know who people were watching. I know True Vanguard did it, and that was the name that came up often when it came to that. And there was a good thunder crash, and we'll cover that here in just a second. True Vanguard did it, and then I started seeing Dawnblades and sidearms, but they sucked with the super, and they weren't that great with sidearms. And it's just like, it looks fun, but that's not you. So if you're looking for wins and you're looking to succeed, you might want to consider what's you and what's not before you go diving in and doing something you can't really handle. So in this clip, I'm worried about the Chaos Reach killing me. So I put a shield up there, and I'm not in the greatest of positions, and I'm about to get my super. So now I move, and I just, as soon as I can catch someone, I just go for them. I don't do any fancy stuff. I just come out, use my super, and that's a wrap. And at some point in time, the Chaos Reach does die to my teammates. I get a 3-tap that I'm not sure I should have gotten, but hey, I got it. And now this is, bro, do I have no torso? We seen that, right? Like, right. No, that was weird. Anyway, this is post nerf. This is the nerf. This is my behemoth with the nerf. This was from today. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pop. I wait. They kill that dude, so I go somewhere else. So like, all right, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm not using my melee because I know better than that. I was in private matches first. I wait for Chaos Reach to run out because I'm not gonna be able to fly across there. And here's the melee. It's really slow and it's very short, but I was able to get one guy and connect my Doom Archers. I probably could have got two. Yeah, the melee's not that great. So that's that clip there. It's still viable though. Again, I'm using my jetpack to move around the map versus using my melee to just fly around the map. Even pre-nerf, I wouldn't have used my melee there because it would have been a waste of super energy. There's nothing I'm catching up to, right? And I chose very carefully the person I went for. Oh, I did get a Doom Archer's kill there. I didn't notice. I thought it just procced, but I didn't notice that it killed. And now here's one where this is the nerf. This is where people are like, oh man, the Stasis Titan isn't going to be the end all be all anymore. I try to challenge 5 people at one time. It does not go well. So one guy is out here alone and he's going to get jacked up. He's just waiting. So I got really close and then I meleeed. If he would have ran, I probably didn't catch him. I did get frozen, didn't get sniped. He popped. The difference between me and the Nova Warp has more mobility than me. I go out first. And I probably should have slid down to the right versus sliding head on. But before the nerf, I would have used my melee to come into that room. Now that I can't just like challenge these lanes. And I don't even know 5 people are there. But it's 1, 2, 3, like 4. There was a 4th guy in the back. And I bet the 5th one spawned up. But that dude was able to get in the air, use his teleport, get close, and melee. All right, this is the post nerf. So again, my advice for Titan users is you're going to have to be a little bit smarter. You're going to have to get a little bit closer, and you're going to have to use your jetpack a little bit more to close these distances. You can have unlimited slide, which may not be faster than jetpacking, or it may be just as fast, but keep you out of the sky from snipers, right? So keep that in mind. And I think unlimited uppercuts. The uppercut, though, I hit a dude with ice and they didn't freeze. I also froze a dude, but he was like literally 2 feet from me. Like he slid through my ice, was frozen, and was ready to shotgun me. And I was like, well, at least it worked. So just keep that in mind. That uppercut did get a good nerf. So it's not gonna, the people at farther ranges, even if they get connected with that last block of ice, it may not freeze them. All right, now here's a Warlock. All right, so I'm going to pop this. This is where the Warlock nerf, this is where it says it ramps down. This is where I probably should have got a kill. Not this first throw, this throw right here. Right there, before the nerf, I probably froze that dude. And now I didn't, but I was able to connect him. And then right here, those orbs right there that I threw on that dude that ran by would have tracked pre-nerf, I believe, because he was in range for that, but it didn't happen. And I really didn't get any good clips there, but I wanted to showcase that clip specifically because I think before the nerf, that dude that cuts that corner probably got frozen. Like those probably tracked him hard enough to freeze. I try to come around this corner and look. And because I want to see, I'm not sure where those tracked and hit because I wanted to see how far the tracking like just deviated from him, right? But that's going to be the end of the clip. We're running on 30 minutes. I apologize. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Just PlayStation stop. And we'll catch you next time. Enjoy your night, evening, morning. And yeah, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be here with, trials tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be here with tips and comments on the Friday map. Or Saturday, we'll have a video on Saturday, and I'll have some of the stuff recorded for Friday. And I will try to cover, I'll try to make sure I get some super clips and open it as well. And I'll get other supers as well going forward. So again, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you soon.